Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. My special guests today are the Mustang Brothers, Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge Builders, Mustang Restorations, Inc. The family business founded in 1980. They are on the Carpool on the Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge. They restore and remodel restorations from top to bottom. There's nothing these guys can't do. Go to mustangrestorations.com and check it out. Welcome back, the brothers Cody and Preston.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome back, guys. So we're just getting into it. So let me ask you. We found out about your dad and why he fell in love with Mustangs, and it's been passed down to you from the day you were born. And if you're just joining us, I love this story more than anything I've heard in a long time. The doc, as they call him, Chris, their father, Cody and Preston's father, took them straight from the hospital as twins, newly born, to the garage to meet all the guys, to meet the crew. And they've been pretty much working with the crew since they were old enough to open their eyes and say hello to the world. And Mustangs have been in their life all their life. They call themselves surgeons. Explain that. You're surgeons. I mean, it's self-explanatory, but why do you call yourself surgeons?
We call ourselves surgeons because myself, Preston, I'm one of the top fabricators in the world. I get a car that will be dropped off here. It looks like it's a Titanic. And a customer will be like, I need this to be a 100-point show car winner. And so I go to work. I start surgery. I start cutting these cars up, start taking the engines out. I call it a heart transplant when I'm putting the engine back in and everything.
And if you're just joining us, both Cody and Preston said they would do this for free even if they didn't get paid. They love what they do that much. They jump out of bed every day. How many of us can say that? That's pretty neat, guys. Yeah, I imagine what you do is like surgery. And these cars, these classics, are a lot of them are one of a kind, and they're not. You can't just go out and find one very easily, can you? And when you have one of these classic cars and you own one of these cars, I imagine your clientele feels pretty safe when they hand them over to you.
Yeah, well, with our pretty much 42-year reputation, we're very transparent. So we do tons of videos on our social media pages. You don't have to make an appointment to walk in this place and check out your ride. We've got 70 cars under restoration here at all times. So we've got a very big facility. And so if you walk in this place, you come in, take 100,000 pictures of your car being done, watch one of our guys working on your cars, watch my brother Preston and I working on your car. So yeah, they feel very safe. And that's why we get them, although we're based here in Chicago, we get them from all over the world, England, Dubai, California, Florida, you name it, they come to us. And, these are expensive cars. So you don't want just your regular Joe Schmo shop to work on them. You want it done right because they're worth some big money.
Yeah. Yeah. And walk me through the process because I'm pretty fascinated by this aspect of your business. You claim that you can find, that your Mustang, if you someone brings a Mustang to you, their car to you, that it will be even better than it would have been when it left the Ford plant decades earlier.
Yeah, when they left the Ford plant, they shipped millions of them out so quickly. They weren't really built completely right. The body lines and gaps weren't great. So we build them like Rolls Royces here. I mean, we take the client's car and, hey, if you're spending your money with us, we're going to make it the best of the best. And we're going to try and keep our reputation around for forever. One thing my dad gave us is he gave us an opportunity. And Corey and I took that opportunity and wanted to make all these Mustangs we do for these clients look like Rolls Royces when they come out of our shop here. So when a customer gets it, if he goes to a car show, nobody's going to pick anything apart. And if he wants to sell that thing at an auction, it's going to bring the top auction.
And you can find all these parts. Do they still make them, or do you find them off of other cars, or how does that work? How do you find some of these hard to find parts?
That's the best thing about Mustangs is they made so many of them, and you can get everything for these cars. You don't even have to have a Mustang, and you can build one from the ground up with all the plentiful parts out there. Now, if you're building something that's going to be a concourse winning show car, obviously those parts are NOS and will need to be hunted down very rarely. But if it's a regular guy that just wants to build a hot rod or even a show car, You can build anything, because they sell everything for these cars, from everything from the steering columns to the bodies to the wheels to the suspension pieces. Everything is out there.
The car that I love, the Mustang Shelby, what would that average cost be to have a fully restored Mustang?
Believe it or not, I actually found a 68 GT500 KR Shelby in a barn 3 years ago. It's one of one car. So I'm actually restoring that now. When that car goes to auction in January, it should bring over $400,000. How much would I charge a customer to do a job like that? If he brought me the car in the shape the car was in, he'd probably spend every bit of $100,000 to get that $400,000.
But if it's a normal Mustang, like most people have, and not a Shelby, we always say, if you're going to go across the street to the Ford dealership and buy a brand new Mustang for $70,000, $80,000, or even $50,000, $60,000, we could take your old Mustang and make it look brand new again for about the same price as purchasing a brand new Mustang.
Well, that's good to know. What's your favorite Mustang, Preston? Do you have one?
My favorite Mustang is a 65, 66 fastbacks. I think it's a sleek body style. It's flat panels, and I just love to build a race car out of one day.
Cody, so you still have dreams. Although you've built so many great cars, you still have a dream of a particular model that you'd like to work on and build.
Can't stop dreaming.
Yeah, cannot stop dreaming. How about you, Cody? What do you like? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, so I'm big into the Fox bodies, and I have a 90 notchback, and it's a race car, 9 seconds, does wheelies, single turbo, and I'm big into those cars. Those cars are climbing up in value and getting a little bit more of a classic car now. I think they're super cool. They're super light, and awesome to work on. So if I had to pick one, I'm big into the Fox bodies.
Okay, cool. You guys live in Chicago, right? Your business is based out of Chicago. How's the weather there right now? Is it?
As of right now, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty nice and warm.
Not too
rainy. But it does get pretty humid here, and with the shop and all the welding, you're sweating pretty good sometimes.
Yeah. So what happened when you guys worked as you're working on Carpool and on the Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge? What happens to the business? How are you able to get away? You must have a good crew.
Yeah, so we have a crew of 10 guys here. But my dad, he went back to work. My dad might be a 60 something year old guy, but he's got more energy than us sometimes, and he went to work for us, went to bat, and he held down the shop while we were away.
Yeah, so it was a little bit difficult at first, just because we were gone for about 2 months and building cars, and so we're a huge portion of how the business runs here. So for us to step away and build cars for NBC was a blessing and a curse at the same time. It was a blessing because it's a great opportunity for us. We figure we only have one life and we don't intend on wasting a moment of it. So we took the opportunity to go out there to NBC, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
But the company still ran. Dad went to work. The guys still stayed doing what they were doing. So we didn't slow down at all.
How many family members work out there?
So believe it or not, my parents, we have 2 older brothers. My parents had 2 boys. One's 11 years older and another one's 8 years older than us. They tried for a girl and got twin boys, Cody and Preston here. So that's stopped. Unfortunately, my older brothers, they don't work with the company. They got their own little shops, and they're doing their own little thing. So
but are they working on cars, or they?
Oh, yeah.
So it's still all in the family. It's cars in your blood.
Absolutely.
Yep.
What do you love most about, describe when you walk into the shop in the morning? What are you looking forward to most?
So the best thing about it, at least for us and any car guy really, you walk into the shop in the morning and you get that smell of fresh primer, that smell of gasoline, that smell of hard metal. That smell is so unique for us. I could breathe that if it was made into a candle. So turning the lights on, seeing all the cars and all the projects that we got going on here. We look at it as just a huge blessing. And my dad started this company and we catapulted it into the next generation here.
And it's so exciting because it's almost like an assembly line here. You got cars in all different stages because we do everything in-house. So, one car might be so quickly to the finish line for the customer to come receive it. we're excited to see his reaction and how he's going to see it. And that's what keeps us alive here.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of buildings all tucked into one building here. So we've got our paint shop, paint and body side shop. We paint cars here. We do the body work here. We've got our engine side where we build engines. We've got our interior side where we do custom interiors. We've got our final assembly side. We've got our side where we call skid row, which is basically where all the rust repair happens. These cars look like Frankensteins. And then when they're finally done, they go into the showroom and they sit there with the other movie cars and finished cars for the customer to pick up.
Have you had, I would imagine you've had some big names that are your clients. Can you name any of them or?
Yeah, so Cristiano Felicio from the Chicago Bulls, he had us do an Eleanor for him. And then we just had a Chicago Bears football player come in and we did a couple nice little coupe for him as well. So we've done a bunch over the past years, and it's a blessing that we're a small town kind of people that we've got to this more or less bigger level.
We're at the point now where, you know, we've grown such a reputation that I'm calling out like Richard Rawlings from Gas Monkey. I'm calling out Chip Foose, and you know, I wanna do a build up with those guys and see who can come out on top.
Yeah, because those guys,
Go ahead.
those guys, they deal with cream puff cars. You know, they got California rust-free cars. You know, and Chip Foose. We don't. We're from Chicago. We get the rust and dirty stuff. So we'll make our car look better than theirs. And you'll never even know it was rusty when we're done with it. So if they're listening,
I think you just threw down the wrench.
Yes.
You've been called out. Yeah, you got. I can see you two having your own TV show. Is that going to happen?
And we're trying.
That's the ultimate goal. You know, we think, you know, there's the Diesel brothers out there and there's the Property brothers. Well, there's the Mustang brothers that are coming. So hopefully we'll get our own show. So
when we met Rutledge Wood and Jay Leno, you know, they both kept saying that they want us to have household names. They could see the Mustang brothers being household names.
I could tell.
Yeah, he fell in love with us. And you know, hopefully one day, you know, we are on our own TV show, because we'd love to give back to the world and show them how this legacy can stay alive.
Well, you know, we're broadcast out of Second Hollywood here in Santa Barbara and Montecito. Pretty much, it's a duplicate. It's a carbon copy of Hollywood, except that you can get away on the American Riviera. So I'm sure you got some listeners. If you're listening out there, these guys need a TV show. Check out the YouTube channel interview. You guys are made for television. Twins, you're the Mustang brothers. See, I would watch that before I would watch any of the others. Sorry, guys. But I would watch the Mustang brothers, man. It's just the perfect. You guys your branding's great. Let's take another real quick break, and then let's tease up the show a little bit, what people can expect on upcoming, whatever you can get away without getting in trouble, on the upcoming Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge. Such a fun show. Go back to your childhood. It's got a nostalgia, action, suspense, drama, cool cars, dreaming. I mean, it's got it all. I love the concept of this show. Really cool. The Mustang brothers are on with us right now. They're twin brothers, I should say, Cody and Preston Ingrassia from NBC's Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge. Their business is MustangRestorations.com. It's the largest Mustang restoration company in the world. Find them on Instagram at Mustang_restorations. You can find all their YouTube channel. It's got a lot of great videos and it's a lot of fun. You can find it all on MustangRestorations.com. We'll be right back with brothers Cody and Preston Ingrassia from NBC's Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge. Stay with us.